Chapter 2532. Karmic Divination. 4. If the strong could be produced just by nurturing, then there would be no difference between the weak and the outstanding. Everyone knew this, but it was also not an absolute law. There is a world of difference between the effectiveness of an ordinary academy and a top academy in nurturing the same student. With the big yellow dog's strength, even if it could not train her to be at its level, it can at least help her improve significantly. Little girl, don't look at me like that. I know what you're thinking, but don't forget, I'm just a dog. I'm not a human. I don't know much about the physical or spiritual attributes of your human race. We are of a completely different species. How can I teach you? We are incompatible. The big yellow dog also felt rather frustrated. It knew what it had to do to train a dog, but it really had no idea how to train a human. Also, you shouldn't depend too much on me. I can't even protect myself now. If my enemies find me one day, I might even implicate you. The big yellow dog sighed. You previously said that energy cannot be gathered here. That is true, Yi Qingtang said seriously as she stared at the big yellow dog. The big yellow dog nodded. Of course it's true. Why would I lie to you? Do I look like an all-powerful dog who just prefers to keep a low profile? Yi Qingtang rubbed her chin and sized up the big yellow dog before shaking her head. It really did not look like it. That's right. I can't accumulate my powers because of the laws here. Otherwise, I would have already reigned supreme in your lower realm. Would I have to beg for food so pitifully from you? The big yellow dog sighed. Then, is there any way to help you? Yi Qingtang asked the big yellow dog after a moment of silence. If she could help the big yellow dog recover its strength, it would remember her good deed. By then, wouldn't she be extremely formidable too? Yes. The big yellow dog immediately stood up and wagged its tail. Just destroy the natural laws of the lower realm. Yi Qingtang stared at the big yellow dog for a moment. Her lips twitched. Go to sleep. It's getting late. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. If you can't do that, you can also send me back to the upper realm. Seeing that Yi Qingtang seemed to have lost the desire to continue talking to it, the big yellow dog changed its tone. Send you back to the upper realm? Yi Qingtang was deep in thought. How can I send you back? When your powers are high enough to interfere with the natural laws of the lower realm, you can then ascend to the upper realm, the big yellow dog said, wagging its tail. Yi Qingtang, go to sleep. It's late. Yi Qingtang could not be bothered with the big yellow dog anymore and blew out the candle. Destroy the natural laws of the world. Interfere with the natural laws of the world. Was this big yellow dog talking nonsense? If she had such heaven-defying divine powers, would she still be hiding in this lousy relay station and talking nonsense to it? Little girl, don't be disheartened. No matter what, you were the one who brought me out of that damn place. I owe you a favor. Don't worry, I always avenge the crimes against me and repay favors owed. I can grant you a wish. The big yellow dog's voice drifted out in the darkness. Yi Qingtang said, I want. The big yellow dog said, go to sleep. It's getting late. Chapter 2533. Deal 1. After an unknown period of time in the darkness, Yi Qingtang opened her eyes and leaped up, running over quietly to the kennel. Yi Qingtang tugged at the big yellow dog's ear. What are you doing? The big yellow dog opened its eyes, which gleamed faintly in the darkness. Yi Qingtang frowned slightly and gestured for them to keep quiet. She said softly, lower your voice. Someone is approaching. What does that have to do with me? Anyway, he's definitely not here to look for me. The big yellow dog yawned and was indifferent to Yi Qingtang's words. Not looking for you? I don't think so. Yi Qingtang glanced at the big yellow dog and said softly, previously, you severely injured a branch master of the Sky Vault sect and destroyed his body, forcing his soul to flee. Perhaps the Sky Vault sect is here to take revenge on you. The big yellow dog regained its senses and asked in surprise, why do you humans like to seek revenge so much? Then what should we do? Yi Qingtang remained silent in thought. They clearly knew how powerful the big yellow dog was, but they still dared to come over to seek revenge. This meant that these people were not afraid of the big yellow dog's abilities at all. If it was really the Sky Vault sect, it was very likely that the Sky Vault sect paragon had personally come. If that was the case, the consequences would be unimaginable. A branch master of the Sky Vault sect already had terrifying powers. If the Sky Vault sect paragon were to come in person, Yi Qingtang frowned deeply. She did not dare to finish that thought. Little girl, are you plagued by bad luck? Why do we encounter so many things wherever you go? It's really my extreme bad luck to be by your side. The big yellow dog complained. Yi Qingtang glared at the big yellow dog. You still have the cheek to criticize me? If you did not severely injure the Sky Vault sect's branch master, the people from the Sky Vault sect would not have come here to seek revenge, right? Are you blaming me? The big yellow dog snorted. That was all to help you, help me. The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips twitched. That had not been the case. Previously, she had asked the big yellow dog to help, but it refused no matter what. It had obviously blown up in anger after getting beaten. What did it have to do with her? Little girl, now is not the time to talk about this. Didn't you say earlier that you wanted to grant me a wish? I have one now. Go and lure those people from the Sky Vault sect away. Go quickly. The big yellow dog wagged its tail. Visit Readle. Me for extra chapters. Yi Qingtang. Astonishment was the only way one could describe Yi Qingtang as she stared at the big yellow dog. Could this dog be any more shameless? It was clearly the one who said that it wanted to grant her one wish. But now, it had suddenly become the other way around? It was only at that moment that Yi Qingtang finally believed that the big yellow dog was not lying. It was indeed unable to gather its strength in a short period. Otherwise, it would not have said such shameless words. Before she fell asleep, Yi Qingtang was still full of anticipation for the upper realm mentioned by the big yellow dog. She wanted to know what was actually up there. But now, Yi Qingtang had completely lost interest in the so-called upper realm. In all honesty, she was afraid that all the powerful figures in the upper realm were as shameless as the big yellow dog. With that thought in mind, Yi Qingtang was too lazy to continue paying attention to the big yellow dog. She walked to the round window in the house and looked out. The surroundings were quiet and there was no sound at all. However, Yi Qingtang could feel a few powerful forces inadvertently spreading out from the dark, causing one's heart to tremble. Chapter 25-34. Deal 2. Just one of them was enough to crush Yi Qingtang to death with a single finger. And there were several of them out there now. Yi Qingtang was very surprised. She knew about the Sky Vault sect. They were powerful, but they couldn't possibly be that powerful. How many mighty figures were there in the Sky Vault sect? For a moment there, Yi Qingtang did not know what to do. There was no way to escape from this siege. Yi Qingtang wanted to say something, but her gaze suddenly landed outside the house. In the next second, Yi Qingtang hugged the big yellow dog and leaped onto the beam. After a few breaths, the door creaked open. Through the moonlight, Yi Qingtang saw that the person was no stranger to her. It was the woman in green. Yi Qingtang sneered. This lady in green was like a sticky plaster that could not be shaken off. After the woman in green entered, she did not do anything but just stood by the door and scanned the house. Little slut, why are you still hiding? After a long time, the lady in green looked at the roof beam. Seeing that she had been discovered by the woman in green, Yi Qingtang did not say anything. With no intention to continue hiding, she directly threw the big yellow dog at the woman. The woman in green did not see the big yellow dog clearly and thought that Yi Qingtang was throwing some concealed projectile. She instinctively dodged. There was a loud crash as the big yellow dog slammed into the ground. Seeing that, Yi Qingtang could not help but sigh and smack her forehead. She originally wanted to have the yellow dog launch a sneak attack, but the result was different for what she expected. Little girl, are you still human? You used me as a projectile. The big yellow dog stood up and shouted at Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang jumped down from the beam. The lady in green waved her fingers, and the candles in the room lit up. You managed to hide quite a distance away. The woman in green's gaze landed on Yi Qingtang as she sized her up. Are you here to seek death? Yi Qingtang was not afraid in the slightest when facing the lady in green. Her lips curled into a cold smile as she said, Even your branch master's body was destroyed. You are quite bold to dare to come looking for me." As Yi Qingtang spoke, she glanced at the big yellow dog, not far away. The meaning behind Yi Qingtang's words was very clear. Even the Sky Vault Sect's branch master was heavily injured by the big yellow dog in one strike. Even if this woman was the reincarnation of a true god, she was still not as strong as the Sky Vault Sect's branch master at this current stage. "Huh, Yi Qingtang, so you think I came to take revenge on you?" The lady in green smiled. "If you have problems with this website, please continue reading your novel on our new website, my thanks. If not, tell me why you are here then." Yi Qingtang said, "I came here today to make a deal with you." The lady in green's gaze landed inadvertently on Yi Qingtang's chest. "You want to make a deal with me?" Yi Qingtang glanced at the lady in green and could not help feeling amused. There was a deep-seated grudge between the two of them. How could they strike a deal? That's right. The lady in green looked at Yi Qingtang and nodded. "I'm curious as to what kind of deal you and I can make. Go on." Yi Qingtang finally spoke after a long while. "Yi Qingtang, I want your heart." The lady in green uttered those shocking words. A cold glint flickered in Yi Qingtang's eyes. Chapter 2535. The woman in green's deal was a little too ridiculous. She wanted her heart? She might as well have said that she wanted her life. "Yi Qingtang, your heart is an unlucky item. With your intelligence and strength, you are unable to control it all. It will only bring you a fatal calamity. Therefore, my deal is that I can remove all the bad luck contained in your heart," the lady in green explained. Yi Qingtang did not find it strange that this woman in green could see through the mysteries of her heart. After all, she was the reincarnation of a true god. Although she was not a true god now, she had been one in her previous life. "You can see through my heart," Yi Qingtang frowned. The lady in green gave a small smile. "I can't see through your heart, but I can extract all the bad luck in your heart from your body. In this way, your heart will become an ordinary heart. From then on, you won't have any more worries. Your true potential won't be restricted by the heart any longer. Meanwhile, I might have to endure the bad luck for you too. This deal is very worth it for you, isn't it?" Yi Qingtang understood her logic. However, why would the lady in green be so kind-hearted? Even if this woman could really suck away the misfortune of the heart of heavenly Tao and turn her own heart into an ordinary heart, Yi Qingtang would never make a deal with her. Yi Qingtang wanted to speak, but before she could say anything, the big yellow dog suddenly said, "All right, we understand the deal you want to make, and we agree." Yi Qingtang was surprised and looked at the yellow dog in confusion. However, before Yi Qingtang had the chance to speak, the big yellow dog looked at the lady in green and continued, "However, in your current condition, are you certain that you can endure the bad luck of her heart? If you think that there's no problem and that you won't explode and die, you can take it." The woman in green shook her head and said, "It's impossible in my current situation, but no problem. I won't make her wait too long. Soon, my strength will be enough to control the misfortune of her heart." Visit Readle. Me for extra chapters. That's easy for you to say. Everyone outside should be from the Sky Vault sect, right? They probably won't let her off, the big yellow dog said. The lady in green smiled. "Not exactly. Because of you, many major powers in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain were alerted. Many of them are just trying to probe into the appearance of the new immortal Emperor-level being. But they don't know that this immortal Emperor needs to accumulate its powers over a long time to launch just one single attack. If they knew, don't you think they would just kill you all? It would prevent future troubles." The big yellow dog nodded and said, "You have already comprehended the restrictions of the natural laws at such a young age. You actually know so much. Not bad, not bad. All right, there's no need to say such flattering words. Remember, you must not admit that the immortal Emperor's power is yours. Don't die before our deal is completed." After saying that, the woman in green turned and left. After the lady in green left, Yi Qingtang looked at the big yellow dog. "Do you think she will be so kind-hearted?" 1. Chapter 2536. What do you mean by kind-hearted? In this world, One only looks for what benefits oneself. The big yellow dog looked at Yi Qingtang. It's impossible for me to make such a deal with her. This woman is not a good person. She must be plotting something, Yi Qingtang said a moment later. Of course there's a ploy behind it. However, it's not a bad thing for you. From a certain perspective, you'll also be a beneficiary of this deal. The big yellow dog pondered for a moment before explaining to Yi Qingtang. What do you know? Just say it clearly, Yi Qingtang said. Just now, she said that your heart has bad luck. That's indeed the case, but this bad luck is only directed at yourself. Your heart is filled with an extremely thick heavenly Tao energy. She wants to completely absorb the heavenly Tao energy, the big yellow dog said. I see. Yi Qingtang was deep in thought. It was true that she had wondered why the woman in green was so kind-hearted. It turned out that the heart of heavenly Tao contained a large amount of heavenly Tao energy. If the woman absorbed all the heavenly Tao energy, it would be difficult to determine how far she would grow. To you, it's actually very worth it. That woman would obtain the power of the heavenly Tao, while you can eliminate your bad luck. The big yellow dog wagged its tail. Yi Qingtang fell into deep thought. What the big yellow dog said did make sense, but Yi Qingtang was unwilling to give up all the heavenly Tao energy in her heart just like that, even if it was very beneficial for her. Then, is it possible that I can absorb all the heavenly Tao energy in my heart myself? Yi Qingtang's eyes flickered. If she could absorb the power within her heart of the heavenly Tao, not only would she be able to eliminate her bad luck, she would also be able to obtain all the power of the heavenly Tao. Well, the big yellow dog glanced at Yi Qingtang. Little girl, you're really greedy. You have the usual characteristics of a human. Hearing this, Yi Qingtang was rather displeased and sneered. This is something that already belongs to me from the start. How is that being greedy? The yellow dog was speechless. It was unable to retort. Visit Readle. Me for extra chapters. Logically speaking, it doesn't make sense for you to absorb your own power. However, your heart is rather special. It might be possible, but I'm not sure how to activate the process. I'm not a human and have never studied you humans before, the yellow dog said. For now, Yi Qingtang decided to stall the lady in green first. If she really did not have a solution by then, and the heart of heavenly Tao was seriously threatening her, perhaps she could consider it. But for now, she should try to see if she could find a way to absorb the power of the heavenly Tao herself. Holy Lady, just as Yi Qingtang was deep in thought, the Blood Moon Elder rushed over from outside with a panicked expression and stared at Yi Qingtang. Holy Lady, there seem to be many powerful figures around this relay station. Yi Qingtang glanced at the Blood Moon Elder. Wasn't this too belated? By the time he realized it, he would have probably died more than 800 times. Outside the relay station. My lord, we can already confirm that existence with the ability of an immortal emperor is inside the relay station. It's just that the immortal emperor aura dispelled a long time ago. Furthermore, there were some recent natural law distortions nearby. A white-haired elder seemed to be in deep thought as he said, natural law distortions. Could it be that he failed to break through to the immortal emperor level? If that's the case, he should be very weak now. There is no need for strange immortal emperors to exist in the mixed heavens holy domain. Chapter 25:37. The instruction given to him by the evil deity Patriarch was that if a peak immortal emperor existed, everything would be fine. However, if it was a newly ascended immortal emperor, he should be eliminated once he was seriously injured from undergoing the tribulation. According to the natural laws of this place, it was very likely that he would fail in his attempt to break through to the immortal emperor level. He would definitely be extremely weak now, and this was the best opportunity to kill an immortal emperor. Everyone come out. I believe we all have the same motive for coming here, the white-haired old man said. As the white-haired old man finished speaking, batch after batch of elite practitioners from the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain walked out from the shadows. So it's Elder Long of the Dragon Emperor clan. Nice to meet you. At that moment, a white-robed youth holding a golden feathered fan walked out from the shadows with a gentle smile. He clasped his fists and smiled at the white-haired old man. Skyvault Sect's first prince. The white-haired elder glanced indifferently at the youth holding the golden feathered fan. I didn't expect Elder Long to remember a junior like me. I'm truly flattered. The white-robed youth nodded slightly. It's lively today. On the other side, a woman in a red dress walked out from the darkness. She had a flushed face and an alluring appearance. Devil Cloud Sect. Many practitioners were surprised to see the woman. It was rumored that the Devil Cloud Sect came from the third domain and had migrated to the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain overnight. The Devil Cloud Sect Paragon was an elite practitioner who had once been sworn enemies with the Temple of Paragon. After that, for some unknown reason, the Devil Cloud Sect Paragon died in the Wailing Well. Recently, there was news that the Devil Cloud Sect Paragon had already been resurrected. As for whether it was true or false, no one knew. After Devil Cloud Sect Paragon died, the red dress woman became the one in charge. The Devil Cloud Sect has already fallen eons ago. Why have they risen from the ashes now? A six-winged fire phoenix flapped its wings up in the sky. Elderby stood on its back and stared at the red dress woman. Apart from Elderby, there was also a man wearing a silver fox mask standing with his hands behind his back. Now, what's going on today? It's really lively. Even the protectors and elders of the Temple of Paragon have been mobilized. The red dress woman smiled gently. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. The Temple of Paragon. The white-haired elder of the Dragon Emperor clan glanced at the Temple of Paragon indifferently. It was common knowledge that the relationship between the Dragon Emperor clan and the Temple of Paragon had never been harmonious in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. The Temple of Paragon had a paragon overseeing it, while the Dragon Emperor clan had an evil deity overseeing it. I say, Temple of Paragon. The Dragon Emperor clan is even more vicious than our Devil Cloud sect, right? That's a truly great evil sect in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. Could it be that your Temple of Paragon isn't interested in eradicating this evil sect to clash with the Dragon Emperor clan? The red dress woman chuckled. Her appearance was extremely alluring, and her words were filled with a bewitching divine power. The first prince of the Sky Vault sect smiled and waved his golden fan. He then glanced at the elder of the Dragon Emperor clan. Just as the woman in red had said, the Dragon Emperor clan had once been an evil sect despised by the entire Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. The clan was besieged by many powerful factions, but the factions ended up suffering heavy losses after several attack attempts. In the end, they could only leave the matter at that. A moment later, the white-haired elder of the Dragon Emperor clan glanced at the red-dressed lady and asked, "When did the Demon Cloud sect learn to sow discord?" The white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan did not have a good impression of the Demon Cloud sect. Chapter 2538. Look at what you're saying. The Devil Cloud sect always had a knack for sow discording, right? Besides, with the nasty relationship between the Dragon Emperor clan and the Temple of Paragon, I'm afraid there's no need for anyone to sow discord. The red-dressed woman looked at the white-haired elder and chuckled softly. Devil Cloud sect, I heard that your paragon was resurrected. I wonder if it's true. On the six-winged fire phoenix, the Temple of Paragon practitioner with a silver fox mask spoke softly, his hands behind his back. The corners of the woman's lips curled up slightly. Is there a need to ask? Of course it's true. It is my esteemed lord who asked me to come here to investigate the mystery behind the appearance of this immortal emperor. Elderby frowned slightly. Had the Devil Cloud sect Paragon really been resurrected? Was the red-dressed woman speaking the truth? It was common knowledge that the Devil Cloud sect and the Temple of Paragon had always been archenemies. The two powers were completely different. If the Devil Cloud sect Paragon had been resurrected, he would probably target the Temple of Paragon. Although the Temple of Paragon was not necessarily afraid of the Devil Cloud sect Paragon. The fact was that there was still no news of their own Paragon. I say, people from the Temple of Paragon, it's better for you to return to your temple first. Tell your own Paragon to get ready and wait. I believe that our Paragon will be giving a huge surprise soon. The red-dressed woman smiled at the silver fox man and elderby on the phoenix. How dare you? Elderby shouted coldly. You little brats dare to talk about my paragon. Do you really not know how insignificant you are? Heh. Elderby, aren't you getting a little too huffy? I was only telling the truth. How could you take my kind reminder as malicious intent? The red dress woman's expression did not change, not showing the slightest fear. Since the Devil Cloud Paragon has been resurrected, our own Paragon will also be offering a grand gift. The Silver Fox practitioner spoke out nonchalantly. Oh, what kind of grand gift is your Paragon going to give my lord? The red dress woman's face was filled with curiosity. Your head, said the Silver Fox man. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. The smile on the woman in red's face faded. Is that so? In the next second, the Silver Fox practitioner formed a seal with one hand. The void distorted, and everyone from the Devil Cloud sect, including the red dress woman, was sucked into the distorted space. Even the six-winged fire phoenix, elder, and the Silver Fox practitioner disappeared. Profound void. The first prince of the sky vault sect smiled and looked at the white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan. Elder, the people from the Temple of Paragon and the Devil Cloud sect have all entered an alternate space. I wonder if we need to interfere. After all, our motive for this trip is that mysterious immortal emperor. The white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan replied expressionlessly. The grudge between the Devil Cloud sect and the Temple of Paragon has nothing to do with my Dragon Emperor clan. I agree. In that case, let's see if that mysterious immortal emperor is here or not. The Skyvault sect's first prince glanced at his men, while the white-haired elder of the Dragon Emperor clan also waved his hand. Chapter 2539. Chapter 2539. Killing an Immortal Emperor. 3. Yi Qingtang and the big yellow dog were talking in the house when the Blood Moon Elder walked to the window and looked outside. The Blood Moon Elder quickly retracted his head and looked at Yi Qingtang. He said hurriedly, Holy Lady, many powerful figures are rushing in. Yi Qingtang frowned slightly, but regained her composure quickly. What the woman in green said earlier was that the unleashing of the yellow dog's accumulated power had produced the energy of an immortal emperor. Many major factions in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain mistook this for an emperor-level practitioner trying to break through to the immortal emperor level. And that surge of immortal emperor energy came and went rapidly. That could only mean two things. Firstly, the emperor-level practitioner failed to break through to the immortal emperor stage. Therefore, in order to prevent future troubles and prevent the emergence of any new immortal emperors, these major factions would eliminate this emperor-level practitioner who tried to break through. The second reason was that the breakthrough had been successful, but the immortal emperor was unable to endure the might of the heavenly tribulation and was severely injured. Regardless of which reason, it was enough for the various large factions to think of ways to get rid of him. An immortal emperor practitioner who was a complete stranger to them was an extremely unstable existence to the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. However, it now seemed that Yi Qingtang did not have anything to worry about. After all, in the eyes of those major forces, whether that immortal emperor succeeded or failed in breaking through, he would at least possess the power of a peak emperor level. But the big yellow dog had no powers now at all. There was no way they could be implicated. Crash! Before Yi Qingtang could ponder this any further, the sounds of doors crashing open rang out from the relay station. Many cultivators who were inside the rest station were all let out. Yi Qingtang looked around. In front of these powerful figures, it was useless to escape or hide. Given the situation, she might as well stay in the room and wait for them to investigate. Before long, Yi Qingtang's room door was also kicked open before several middle-aged men strode in. One of them was in charge of guarding Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder while the rest searched the room. After confirming that there was no one else in the room, one of the middle-aged man's gazes landed on Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Let me ask you, is there anyone else in this room other than the two of you and your dog? The middle-aged man asked. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. Yi Qingtang hurriedly shook her head and frowned. May I ask, Has there been some misunderstanding? Come with us. One of the middle-aged men shouted coldly. Tang and the Blood Moon Elder looked at each other. The two of them did not resist. Picking up the big yellow dog hidden in the kennel, Tang followed the middle-aged men out of the house. Outside the rest station, the lit lanterns made it as bright as day. Most of the martial arts practitioners who were resting at the relay station were all brought here. Everyone was confused and did not know what was going on at all. The owner of the relay station was sweating profusely. All he did was continue to bow to those middle-aged men, afraid of being collateral damage. Look carefully. Are these all the people who have checked in at your relay station? Did you miss anything? If there's even the smallest discrepancy, your entire clan will be exterminated. The Skyvault Sex First Prince looked at the owner of the relay station with a faint smile. Yes, yes, yes. My lord, please rest assured. I will definitely look carefully. I would definitely not miss anything. The owner of the relay station wiped the cold sweat off his forehead and immediately sized up the crowd. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2540, Killing an Immortal Emperor. For no matter how foolish the owner of the relay station was, he knew that this group of people were not to be trifled with. With such a large group, something major must have happened. How would he dare to show any carelessness? The owner of the relay station immediately walked into the crowd and carefully examined each and every one of them. After a long time, the owner of the relay station finally withdrew from the crowd and walked to the side of the Skyvault Sex First Prince. With an ingratiating smile, he said, My lord, I've already looked at every one of them. The earliest guests checked in 4 days ago, while the latest ones checked in today. There are a total of 63 people. There is absolutely no mistake. The Skyvault Sex First Prince looked thoughtful when he heard the relay station owner's words. After a moment, his gaze landed on the relay station owner, and he continued, From yesterday until today, did anyone leave soon after checking in? The owner of the relay station hurriedly shook his head and said with certainty, My lord, definitely not. For the past 2 days, there have only been guests checking in. No one checked out, and I remember it very clearly. The Skyvault Sex First Prince waved his golden fan. There were a total of 63 people here. Which one of them looked like an immortal emperor practitioner? Even if they failed to break through to the immortal emperor level, they would at the very least be at the emperor level, right below the immortal emperor stage. They would be peak emperor level practitioners. However, where was this great peak emperor level practitioner? First Prince, do you think the Skyvault Division's branch master had his physical body destroyed and his soul fled? Those disciples who escaped said that it was done by a dog. Could that dog be somehow linked to that immortal emperor? Or could it be that the immortal emperor is a dog? An old man from the Skyvault sect walked over to the First Prince and whispered. The Skyvault sect's First Prince was taken aback by this. When he returned to his senses, he could not help but find it laughable. A dog was linked to an immortal emperor? What a great joke. So you think that the immortal emperor was the one who destroyed the body of our Skyvault sect branch master? The Skyvault sect's First Prince glanced at the old man. The old man pondered for a moment before saying softly, It's hard to say. Those disciples are unable to recognize the powers of an immortal emperor. They only said that the one who destroyed the branch master's body was a yellow dog with unfathomable strength. Furthermore, the timing is such a coincidence. I can only say that it's possible. Got it. No need to tell anyone, the First Prince replied. There were 2 reasons for not announcing this. Firstly, this was news unique to their Skyvault sect. Perhaps it even had something to do with that immortal emperor. Secondly, even if it had nothing to do with this, the body of a Skyvault sect branch master had been destroyed by a dog. If this news got out, he would definitely become the laughingstock of all the major factions. Their Skyvault sect would be utterly disgraced. The Skyvault sect's First Prince's gaze swept across the crowd. His gaze landed on Tang, who was carrying the big yellow dog. Yi Qingtang frowned when she felt the Sky Vault Sect's first prince's stare. She had a bad feeling about this, but the first prince soon retracted his gaze. My lord, there are a total of 63 people. We have examined them all. The strongest person is only a divine lord. There is no one above the divine lord level. A middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan spoke to the white-haired elder. The elder glanced at the 63 people and nodded slightly, indicating that he already knew. This was also within his expectations. If that immortal emperor was really among this crowd, there was no way he would have let them drag him out in this manner. A person who was capable of ascending the immortal emperor stage would be at the peak emperor level at the very least. Chapter 2541, Dragon Emperor Clan 1. If that peak emperor level practitioner who had tried to break through to the immortal emperor stage was really here, they might not be able to defeat him even if they joined forces. No matter how serious his injuries were, the difference in their levels was just too great. It would definitely be a vicious battle. Elder, in that case, I'm afraid we've made a wasted trip. It was only some time later that the Sky Vault Sect's first prince remarked to the white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan. Since that's the case, you should leave soon. The white-haired elder spoke calmly. The Sky Vault Sect's first prince did not take exception to the attitude of the Dragon Emperor clan elder. The Dragon Emperor clan was considered an extremely old clan in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. Coupled with the fact that they were also an evil cult, they had always behaved in this manner. All right, I'll take my leave then. The first prince of the Sky Vault Sect smiled at the Dragon Emperor clan elder before giving the old man from the Sky Vault Sect a meaningful look. Take that woman and that dog with us. The Sky Vault Sect member glanced forward, and his gaze landed on Yi Qingtang and the big yellow dog in her arms. He was shocked to see the big yellow dog in Yi Qingtang's arms. That yellow dog, could it be the one that destroyed the body of the Sky Vault Branch Master? Seeing that the old man from the Sky Vault Sect was about to say something, the Sky Vault Sect's first prince merely smiled and gestured for him to remain silent. The old man immediately understood and did not say anything. He only walked towards Yi Qingtang. Without further ado, the old man grabbed Yi Qingtang's arm and pulled her out of the crowd. What are you doing? Seeing that Yi Qingtang was being taken away, the Blood Moon elder rushed out of the crowd and shouted at the Sky Vault Sect old man. However, no one bothered with the Blood Moon elder. In the next second, a flame appeared in the eyes of the Sky Vault Sect's first prince. Immediately, the entire relay station turned to dust, including those guests who had no idea what was happening. The Blood Moon elder was so frightened that he broke out in cold sweat. Fortunately, he had chased after her just now. Otherwise, he would have been buried in a sea of flames too. The Sky Vault Sect's first prince was very young and had unfathomable strength. His temperament was also extremely vicious. As Yi Qingtang glanced at the people from the Sky Vault Sect, she fell into deep thought. It seemed that she would not be able to escape if she did not use the power of her deity ocean. Yi Qingtang inadvertently glanced at the white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan. If she did not hear wrongly, this powerful expert was from her mother's maiden family, the Dragon Emperor clan. Great Lord! A middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan caught sight of Yi Qingtang. He could not look away after that. The middle-aged man looked very surprised. This woman, who was carrying a dog and being taken away by the Sky Vault Sect's first prince. Her appearance was too, especially when the middle-aged man first saw Yi Qingtang. He thought he was looking at the long-lost Miss Geo. What's wrong? Why are you so anxious? Seeing the strange expression on the middle-aged man's face, the white-haired elder of the Dragon Emperor clan frowned. No, my lord. Look at that woman who is being taken by the Sky Vault Sect. Doesn't she look like someone? The middle-aged man hurriedly pointed at Yi Qingtang. Oh, the white-haired elder instinctively sized up the direction the middle-aged man was pointing at. When he saw Yi Qingtang's appearance, his pupils constricted. Chapter 2542, Dragon Emperor Clan 2. In that instant, many memories flashed across the elder's mind. That face was too similar. Although they were not exactly the same, They were more than 80% similar. If he did not look carefully and had just taken a hasty glance, the white-haired elder might have really treated Yi Qingtang as the person from his memory. Alike, really too alike. After a long while, the elder finally returned to his senses. Actually, there were many people who looked similar in this world, but for some reason, he could instantly connect this girl to that person at a single glance. Di Jiyuan was a super genius of the Dragon Emperor clan. She was also their great evil deity's favorite little princess. With her talent, she was bestowed her royal surname by the great evil deity himself. Later on, she had disappeared without a trace. Little Joe, the white-haired elder, looked at Yi Qingtang's extremely familiar and nostalgic face and blurted out, "My lord, they're too alike. They're really too alike. I remember that Princess Jio was exactly like this back then. How could that girl be so similar to her?" The middle-aged man exclaimed. Some years ago, he had violated the rules of the Dragon Emperor clan. According to the rules, he would have his arm chopped off. The middle-aged man still remembered it vividly. If it weren't for Princess Jio protecting him and pleading on his behalf, he would have lost his arm. Although she was the favorite daughter of the evil deity, the middle-aged man's impression of Princess Jio was that she did not put on any airs at all. Instead, she was amiable and approachable. She would play with the servants and got along very well with everyone. Looking at Yi Qingtang, the middle-aged man could not help but be reminded of all those memories from years ago. "My lord, look!" Seeing that Yi Qingtang was about to be taken away, the middle-aged man did not know what to do. Although the woman and Princess Jio did look very similar, they were not the same person. The middle-aged man knew that very well. Why is there still someone alive? At that moment, the Sky Vault sect's first prince glanced at the Blood Moon Elder. The old man from the Sky Vault sect stepped forward, looking like he wanted to get rid of the Blood Moon Elder. "What are you doing? Have you never heard of me?" Seeing that he was about to die, the Blood Moon Elder suddenly shouted. The Sky Vault sect old man's interest was piqued when he heard that. He stared at the Blood Moon Elder, and his lips curled up slightly as he chuckled. "Oh, tell me who you are then." "My surname is He. Enchanting. Haven't you heard of me?" The Blood Moon Elder asked coldly. The Sky Vault sect old man and the first prince looked at each other. Enchanting? However, in an instant, the old man from the Sky Vault sect laughed. "What? You're Enchanting, that person under the Heavenly Emperor?" "Yes," the Blood Moon Elder confirmed. He was not lying. He was indeed Enchanting, even though he was just a clone. Actually, the Blood Moon Elder did not know his own name. It was just that he possessed some memories in which he was called Enchanting. It turned out that his main Bodis name was Enchanting. "Oh, all right. In that case, I'll kill you today, and you can get the Heavenly Emperor to seek out our Sky Vault sect for an explanation." The old man from the Sky Vault sect chuckled. At that moment, Yi Qingtang glanced at the Blood Moon Elder and sighed quietly. Who would believe him in his current state? Even Yi Qingtang herself would not have believed him. Chapter 2543, Dragon Emperor Clan 3. Yi Qingtang already had a plan. Judging from the current situation, she had no choice but to use the power of the deity ocean again to escape with the Blood Moon Elder. Otherwise, the Blood Moon Elder would definitely die in this wretched place if left alone again. It would be difficult to say if she could successfully collect the Blood Moon Elder's soul this time. Just as the old man from the Sky Vault sect was about to attack the Blood Moon Elder, and before Yi Qingtang could make a move, a soft shout came from afar. The middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan suddenly said, "Stop." The old man from the Sky Vault sect was startled. What did this have to do with the Dragon Emperor clan? What can I do for you, Mr. Dragon Emperor clan?" The old man from the Sky Vault sect looked at the middle-aged man with a smile. The middle-aged man had a cold expression. He first glanced at Yi Qingtang before sizing up the Blood Moon Elder. "Miss, what's your name?" The middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan asked Yi Qingtang, ignoring the Sky Vault sect member. Yi Qingtang replied truthfully after some thought. "Miss Yi, is he with you?" The middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan pointed at the Blood Moon Elder. Yes. We are together." We went through thick and thin together. We traveled together wherever we went. The Blood Moon Elder interjected hurriedly, not giving Yi Qingtang a chance to speak. I'm not asking you. The middle-aged man of the Dragon Emperor clan said in a displeased tone. The Blood Moon Elder immediately shut his mouth and did not say anything else. Yes, we are together. Yi Qingtang nodded in acknowledgement. All right. The middle-aged man of the Dragon Emperor clan nodded slightly before saying to the first prince of the Sky Vault sect, we will be taking this lady, her dog, and this person away with us. Everyone was shocked, including Yi Qingtang. The Dragon Emperor clan is taking them away. The old man of the Sky Vault sect frowned. That's right. Does the Sky Vault sect have any objections? Said the middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan. I'm afraid that's not appropriate. Both this woman and this dog are wanted criminals of the Sky Vault sect. Your Dragon Emperor clan wants to take them away? The old man from the Sky Vault sect was firm. Miss, let me ask you, do you know these people from the Sky Vault sect? Have you offended them? The middle-aged man asked Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang shook her head. No, I've never seen them before, much less offended them. You heard her. She doesn't know you. The middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan said. It doesn't matter whether she knows us or not. I already said that she and her dog are wanted criminals of the Sky Vault sect. How can the Dragon Emperor clan take them away just like that? That's unreasonable and against the rules. The old man of the Sky Vault sect said in a cold tone. What? What did you just say? The middle-aged man for the Dragon Emperor clan looked at the old man from the Sky Vault sect in surprise. The middle-aged man laughed. Unreasonable rules? The eyes of the Sky Vault sect's first prince turned cold. The middle-aged man of the Dragon Emperor clan said with a hollow laugh, What's wrong with you today? Making so many jokes? You're trying to talk about reason and rules with my Dragon Emperor clan? Before the old man from the Sky Vault sect could say anything, the middle-aged man shouted, Since when does the Dragon Emperor clan have to adhere to any rules? When have we ever been reasonable? If you want to talk about reason and rules, speak to the evil deity yourself. Chapter 2544 Dragon Emperor Clan 4. The first prince of the Sky Vault sect cast a sweeping gaze at the people from the Dragon Emperor clan. Indeed, the Dragon Emperor clan was considered an evil cult in the Mixed Heavens holy domain and had never abided by the rules and principles. He heard from the Sky Vault sect paragon that many years ago, the Dragon Emperor clan even started a plan to overthrow the Mixed Heavens holy domain and eradicate all the factions that refused to submit. They wanted to completely disintegrate the Mixed Heavens holy domain and take control of it. During this period of time, the Dragon Emperor clan captured many prodigious disciples of the various factions and sacrificed their blood for their destruction array. If not for the factions working together to resist them, and the fact that there was a traitor in the Dragon Emperor clan, the clan would have succeeded long ago. Now, it was indeed laughable to talk about rules and reason with these sinister devils. Elder, the Paragon has instructed us to bring this woman and her dog back. Why don't we compromise? You can take this man with you? How about that? The Sky Vault sect's first prince pointed at the Blood Moon Elder beside him. What a joke. The middle-aged man's face turned cold as he spat out. I want them. All. You. A cold glint appeared in the eyes of the Sky Vault sect old man. Did the Dragon Emperor clan really think that the Sky Vault sect was afraid of them? How dare they be so arrogant? What if I don't give them to you? The old man from the Sky Vault sect shouted. The middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan suddenly made a move. However, his movements were so fast that no one from the Sky Vault sect saw it other than their first prince. The next second, the middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan grabbed the old man's neck and lifted him into the air. The old man's face flushed red. He did not expect the middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan to suddenly make a move. Caught off guard, his life was now in the middle-aged man's hands. It was too late for him to resist. Then die. The middle-aged man of the Dragon Emperor clan clenched his fists. The sound of bones breaking rang out as the old man's neck was crushed by the middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan. In the next second, a red light surged out of the old man's head and escaped without a trace. Try to run? The middle-aged man from the Dragon Emperor clan hollered when he saw that the old man's soul was trying to escape from his body. With a wave of his right hand, a black light shot into the sky and instantly enveloped the red light. In the next second, heart-wrenching cries rang out. It was the heart-wrenching cry of a divine soul in its last moments. It sounded as if it was enduring excruciating pain. In the blink of an eye, the old man's soul was burnt into nothingness, his soul and body both destroyed. No one can escape from the slaughter of my Dragon Emperor clan. The middle-aged man sneered. He then glanced at the first prince of the Sky Vault sect with a smile. Your Highness, your subordinate was ignorant of etiquette. My Dragon Emperor clan has eliminated him for you. I believe that you are smart enough not to blame me, correct? The Sky Vault sect's first prince narrowed his eyes. A harsh glint appeared in them before disappearing. A faint smile appeared on his face. Of course, I wouldn't forgive such an unruly subordinate even if the Dragon Emperor clan didn't interfere. I feel sorry to have even troubled you. Chapter 2545 Dragon Emperor Clan 5 The Sky Vault sect's first prince looked at the middle-aged man and the white-haired elder. His eyes emitted a cold glint, but he remained calm on the surface, his face full of smiles. Someone from the Dragon Emperor clan had destroyed the body of his subordinate right in front of him, and even destroyed his divine soul. This was equivalent to giving him a slap across the face. While the old man's death was not worth mentioning, as the Sky Vault sect's first prince, he represented the reputation of the entire Sky Vault sect. But of course, the first prince of the Sky Vault sect would not say anything either. After all, the Dragon Emperor clan was an extremely ancient clan in the entire Mixed Heavens holy domain and possessed abundant resources. The current Sky Vault sect could not compare to them. There is no need for them to become enemies with the Dragon Emperor clan over a woman and a dog. To be able to become the Sky Vault sect's first prince, strength was one thing, but intelligence was another. Especially in such a situation, the only thing the first prince could do now was to endure it and tell their paragon what had happened. As for what the next step would be, it was something that their paragon needed to consider and decide. It was not up to him. Dragon Emperor clan, it's getting late. I haven't completed the task assigned to me by our paragon yet. I have to return to the Sky Vault sect to report to him, so we'll take my leave first. The first prince smiled at the white-haired elder and cupped his fists respectfully before turning to leave with his men. All the while, the white-haired elder remained silent as his gaze landed on Yi Qingtang. After sizing her up for a long time, he said to the middle-aged man beside him, "Aren't you going to send off the Sky Vault sect's first prince?" The middle-aged man smiled and gestured respectfully at the Sky Vault sect's first prince. "Your Highness, let me escort you on your way out." "Thank you." The first prince nodded calmly. After seeing off the Sky Vault sect, the middle-aged man returned to the white-haired elder's side. The middle-aged man looked at the white-haired elder and asked softly, "The Temple of Paragon and the Devil Cloud sect have not returned yet. Do we need to?" The white-haired elder was expressionless when he heard that. He said indifferently, "That's a matter between the Temple of Paragon and the Devil Cloud sect. It has nothing to do with the Dragon Emperor clan. Who cares what they do?" Yi Qingtang overheard the conversation between the middle-aged man and the white-haired elder. At that moment, Yi Qingtang was slightly surprised. From their conversation, those from the Temple of Paragon people also came. However, what kind of force was the Devil Cloud sect? It seemed to have some conflict with the Temple of Paragon. "Miss Yi, I wonder if you have time to come with us." The white-haired elder's gaze landed on Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang was hesitant. To put it bluntly, Yi Qingtang did not want to go to the Dragon Emperor clan at this point. Yi Qingtang still did not know how her mother Djiyuan had disappeared and what the situation was like in the Dragon Emperor clan. It was not good for her to rashly head over to the Dragon Emperor clan before everything was investigated. Seeing Yi Qingtang's hesitation, the white-haired elder said softly, "You don't have to worry, Miss Yi. I'm just inviting you to be a guest at the Dragon Emperor clan. You just have to take a look." I guarantee that your pet and friend will definitely not be in any danger. Pet. The big yellow dog in Yi King Tang's arms appeared annoyed. Chapter 2546, Dragon Emperor Clan 6. Yi Qingtang looked at the restless big yellow dog in her arms and could not help feeling a headache coming on. She understood this dog's character. It could not even bear to be called a mount, much less a pet. Fortunately, the big yellow dog did not have much strength currently and was restrained by the natural laws of the lower realm. Otherwise, it would be a huge mess. A smile immediately appeared on Yi Qingtang's face as she stroked the big yellow dog's fur. She then looked at the old man from the Dragon Emperor clan and chuckled. Sir, I'm just an ordinary person. The Dragon Emperor clan is a long-standing faction in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. How can I have the honor of visiting the Dragon Emperor clan? Why don't? However, before Yi Qingtang could finish her speech, the white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan turned around and walked on. Exasperated, Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon elder were also led away. The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips twitched. What was the point of asking for her opinion then? Regardless of whether she agreed or refused, she would still have to follow them to the Dragon Emperor clan. This was such a major faction, but still really polite. Before long, a huge avian demon appeared from the void. It was pulling a pale black carriage. The demon landed, and the white-haired elder invited Yi Qingtang onto the carriage. The Blood Moon elder originally wanted to follow Yi Qingtang into the carriage, but was brought away by the Dragon Emperor clan middle-aged man. Only Yi Qingtang and the white-haired elder were in the carriage. The big yellow dog was sleeping in Yi Qingtang's arms. The Dragon Emperor clan was very far from this mainland, but the flying beast was extremely fast. Before long, it had already exited this mainland and arrived above the sea region. Yi Qingtang looked down from the window of the carriage and could vaguely see the sea. For some reason, Yi Qingtang suddenly remembered the time when she was in the Temple of Paragon, and the Sea King came looking for her. They played Sea Soul chess. It was as if it had just happened yesterday. A long time had passed in the blink of an eye. During this time, she had left the Temple of Paragon and even entered an academy to become a teacher. Now that she had been in the second domain for some time, Yi Qingtang increasingly felt that her skills were too weak. A fifth heaven-level divine lord was not bad. In the first domain, Yi Qingtang's skills were enough to be touted as invincible. However, in the second domain, this level was considered extremely weak. Yi Qingtang already deeply understood that it was impossible to move freely in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain with her insufficient skills. In the face of her enemies, she could only run for her life. Yi Qingtang had had enough of always fleeing for her life. It had been like this in her previous life, and it was now still like this in this life. However, the presence of the heart of heavenly Tao in her body greatly suppressed her own progress in martial arts. Moreover, the seal on the heart of heavenly Tao was about to lose its effectiveness soon. This made Yi Qingtang rather helpless. Currently, there was no better solution. Yi Qingtang knew very well that based on the current situation, she would not be able to survive for long in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, much less explore the third domain. She might even die in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain someday. Chapter 2547, Dragon Emperor Clan 7, Mississippi. Just as Yi Qingtang was deep in thought, the white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan interrupted her thoughts. Yi Qingtang instinctively looked up at him. She smiled at him. Senior, what can I do for you? The white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan shook his head. He studied Yi Qingtang for a few seconds before saying, May I know where you are from? Are you a native of the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain? Yi Qingtang pondered for a moment before shaking her head. Senior, to be honest, I am not from the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, but the Blue Sky Domain. I just came to the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain not long ago. Blue Sky Domain? The white-haired elder frowned slightly when he heard Yi Qingtang's words. Surprise appeared in his eyes. There were currently 3 domains in this world, and They were also categorized into three major martial arts civilizations. These three domains were the first domain's Blue Sky Domain, the second domain's Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, and the third domain's Divine Venerate Domain. Among them, the Blue Sky Domain had the least number of continents, and their martial arts culture was very backward. In fact, in the eyes of the various major factions in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, the people and things in the Blue Sky Domain were not even worth mentioning. The Blue Sky Domain had very few martial arts resources, so it was impossible for any true experts to appear. The white-haired elder sized up Yi Qingtang and said, "The Blue Sky Domain is very far from the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. There's also an extremely dangerous barrier in the middle. I wonder how Miss Yi came to the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain from the Blue Sky Domain." Yi Qingtang smiled. "It was a coincidence. As for the natural barrier you mentioned, I only knew that it was extremely dangerous after passing over. I might have just been lucky and did not suffer any fatal injuries." Oh, the white-haired elder had some suspicions about what Yi Qingtang was telling him. Even if they disregarded the wide distance between the Blue Sky Domain and the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, the woman in front of him was at the Fifth Heaven Divine Lord level. She did not seem to be from the Blue Sky Domain. "Miss, how old are you now?" The elder suddenly changed the topic. However, before Yi Qingtang could say anything, the elder lifted her arm with a thoughtful expression. Yi Qingtang knew this elder was determining her age. It was similar to the way the Temple of Paragon judged her age. "I see. Missy is not very old, but is about the same age as the younger disciples of my Dragon Emperor clan." After a long time, the white-haired elder moved his hand away and sized up Yi Qingtang again. "Are your parents still alive?" The white-haired elder continued. Yi Qingtang stared at the white-haired elder and said softly, "To tell you the truth, I haven't seen my parents since I was young. I only have an adoptive father. I was adopted and raised by him from a young age." The white-haired elder was deep in thought after hearing Yi Qingtang's words. He did not speak further. Seeing that the elder was silent, Yi Qingtang relaxed a little and gazed out of the window. After about half a day later, the faint sound of thunder rang out from outside the carriage. Yi Qingtang looked out and saw that the flying demon had arrived at the foot of a huge black mountain. The black mountain in front of them blotted out the sky and sun. One couldn't even see its peak at all. Black lightning flashed everywhere, which would occasionally erupt violently and unleash deafening sounds that would terrify a weaker being. Chapter 2548, Dragon Emperor Clan, 8. The scene made Yi Qingtang's heart tremble slightly. She thought that she had come to the end of the world, and that this huge black mountain was like a divine pillar that supported the heavens. "Miss Yi, we're here." After a long time, the white-haired elder opened his eyes and said indifferently, "Senior, is this the headquarters of the Dragon Emperor clan?" Yi Qingtang asked in surprise. "That's right." The white-haired elder nodded slightly. This mountain was called the Demon Mountain. It was located in the north and was considered the top of the northern region. Back when the evil deity killed an unparalleled demonic creature, that demonic creature had been suppressed at the foot of the mountain since. Demonic energy shrouded the mountain range, making it the best place for the Dragon Emperor clan to cultivate. Yi Qingtang nodded after hearing the white-haired elder's narration. While she did not know who the evil deity was, from the elder's expression, he should be one of the patriarchs of the Dragon Emperor clan. Just as the white-haired elder said, there was demonic energy surrounding the place. People who cultivated in the evil arts would naturally prefer this kind of demonic aura surrounding them. The Dragon Emperor clan was the most powerful evil demonic clan in the entire Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. It was not surprising for their headquarters to be built here. Although Yi Qingtang's mother, Di Jian, was the successor of the Dragon Emperor clan, Yi Qingtang had never seen her biological parents in both her lives, nor had she come to the Dragon Emperor clan before. It wasn't surprising that she did not know much about the clan. A moment later, the white-haired elder looked at Yi Qingtang and said, "Since Miss Yi is here, you should stay for a few days." The Dragon Emperor clan treats their guests the best in the entire Mixed Heavens holy domain. Yi Qingtang was speechless. She hadn't wanted to come here in the first place. Did she have a right to refuse? Of course, before her identity was made known, Yi Qingtang knew how to behave in front of a behemoth like the Dragon Emperor clan. The white-haired elder probably would not hurt her since he invited her over. However, Yi Qingtang had her own worries as well. She could guess why this white-haired elder from the Dragon Emperor clan brought her here. It must be because she looked similar to her mother, Dijun. However, not only did Yi Qingtang look like her mother, Dijun, she also looked identical to that paragon from the Temple of Paragon. The reputation of the Temple of Paragon was well known in the Mixed Heavens holy domain. Their paragon had always been mysterious, and very few people had seen her face. Based on what Yi Qingtang knew, apart from the core higher-ups of the Temple of Paragon, only the Sea King had also seen the paragon. However, Yi Qingtang did not know if the evil deity of the Dragon Emperor clan had seen the Temple of Paragon's paragon. With the Dragon Emperor clan's influence and reputation in the Mixed Heavens holy domain, it would not be surprising if he had seen the paragon. But then again, the Temple of Paragon and the Dragon Emperor clan had never been on good terms. If the Dragon Emperor clan discovered that she had the same appearance as that paragon, who knew what consequences would await her? However, it was useless for Yi Qingtang to think too much now. It was impossible to escape from the Dragon Emperor clan, given the situation. She could only take things one step at a time, and she did not have a good solution for the time being. After a long time, the avian demon gently flapped its wings and landed on the huge mountain steadily. It seemed that the entire mountain range was the headquarters of the Dragon Emperor clan. Chapter 2549. As soon as she alighted from the carriage, Yi Qingtang was shocked by the extremely thick demonic aura permeating the place. If her skill level was any lower, she would probably be engulfed by the energy and end up losing her mind and perhaps even losing her life. Can Miss Yi withstand the demonic energy here? Seeing that Yi Qingtang was not acting strangely, the white-haired elder stared at her meaningfully. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly and said, "Senior, although the demonic aura here is thick, it does not affect me." Looks like Miss Yi is better than I imagined," the white-haired elder said thoughtfully. Yi Qingtang did not know what the white-haired elder meant and did not take it to heart. After a while, the other members of the Dragon Emperor clan who had traveled with them walked over. The middle-aged man in the lead looked at Yi Qingtang and said, "Miss Yi, your friend is unable to endure the aura here. I gave him a medicinal pill, and he will be fine after it takes effect. I have already sent him to the guest room to rest. Miss Yi, do not worry." Yi Qingtang looked at the middle-aged man and nodded. "Thank you, Senior. By the way, is this Miss Yi's first time in the Dragon Emperor clan?" The middle-aged man asked with a smile. "Of course it's my first time. In the past, I have only heard of the great name of the Dragon Emperor clan. I never expected to be lucky enough to visit the Dragon Emperor clan in my lifetime. It seems like a dream." Yi Qingtang smiled. "Yes, I need to remind Miss Yi of a few points. As a guest in the Dragon Emperor clan, you must remember not to wander around on your own or get into conflict with anyone here. Otherwise, your life might be in danger," the middle-aged man told Yi Qingtang in a serious tone. In fact, there was no need for the middle-aged man to remind her. She would not wander around on her own. As for fighting with someone from the Dragon Emperor clan, that was even more improbable. It would be no different from committing suicide. Yi Qingtang knew that the Dragon Emperor clan cultivated in the way of the evil deity and was considered a true evil clan. Fighting with a powerful person who cultivated in demonic ways would be equivalent to seeking death. Even the younger generations of the Dragon Emperor clan were not people that she could compare with. Visit Readle me for extra chapters. The middle-aged man continued to explain things to her, and Yi Qingtang was able to gather a basic understanding of the Dragon Emperor clan. The hierarchy of the Dragon Emperor clan was extremely strict, mainly determined by one's bloodline. The bloodline with the most respected status as the direct bloodline, followed by the different branches who shared a common ancestor. In the Dragon Emperor clan, there were very few with a direct bloodline, and none of them were to be trifled with. Yi Qingtang had no intention of causing trouble at all. She felt that the middle-aged man might be overanxious. In the current situation, she was just an insignificant outsider and could not even be considered a guest. In addition, her skills were also very ordinary. Even if she died in the Dragon Emperor clan, no one would pay her any attention. Senior, don't worry. I understand the rules. I have to ask you, when can I leave? Yi Qingtang looked at the middle-aged man and asked softly. On the surface, Yi Qingtang might be a guest of the Dragon Emperor clan who had been invited by the white-haired elder. However, she knew very well what her actual situation was. It would not be an exaggeration to call her a prisoner. Chapter 2550, Dragon Emperor Clan 10. Miss, you need not worry about that. Since you're already in the Dragon Emperor clan, you should rest for a few days. The middle-aged man looked at Yi Qingtang and chuckled. Yi Qingtang wanted to say something, but after pondering for a moment, she kept silent. Currently, she did not have any bargaining power. Rather than waste her breath displeasing others, she might as well shut her mouth and take things one step at a time. Presumably, a major faction like the Dragon Emperor clan would not deliberately make things difficult for a nameless junior. Come. A moment later, the white-haired elder gestured for Yi Qingtang to follow him into the Dragon Emperor clan. Long Yun, who is this woman you brought back? A powerful figure guarding the mountain stood in front of her, and his cold eyes landed on Yi Qingtang. However, after sizing her up, the guards were all stunned. Yi Qingtang's appearance was very similar to Princess Jiao of the Dragon Emperor clan, Di Juyuan. Although they were not exactly the same, her mannerisms were also very similar to Di Juyuan. This girl's appearance is really too similar to Boss. If not for the fact that Boss has already found her 2 children, I would really think that this girl was one of her children, one of the mountain guardians said after scrutinizing Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang frowned at his words. If she had not misheard, the guard said that Di Juyuan's children had been found by the Dragon Emperor clan. Long Yun, this girl looks very similar to Princess Jiao. Where did you find her? Another guard chuckled. Open the door, the white-haired elder said impatiently. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. The guards opened the mountain gate together, and the white-haired elder led Yi Qingtang and the rest in with large strides. As soon as she entered the clan, Yi Qingtang saw several huge sculptures in the middle. Each sculpture was about 100 meters tall and nearly reached the clouds. Ha! Suddenly, one of the sculptures laughed out loud. Its huge eyes looked at the white-haired elder as it let out a deafening and thunderous noise. Long Yun, what are you doing? Business. The white-haired elder looked up at the statue. The statue smiled and didn't continue the conversation. Yi Qingtang stared at the few huge sculptures in front of her and was slightly surprised. She originally thought that they were sculptures built by the Dragon Emperor clan and did not expect them to be living creatures. Seeing Yi Qingtang's confusion, the middle-aged man smiled and said, These are all the Dragon Emperor clan's guardian weapons. Weapons? The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips twitched. She had never seen a weapon that could speak. It looked like a race of giants. However, no matter how big the giant race was, it was impossible for them to grow to such an extent. Senior, these should be considered confidential information of the Dragon Emperor clan, right? I'm just an outsider. It doesn't seem appropriate to tell me this. Yi Qingtang looked at the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man shook his head with a smile. Even we don't know the true secrets of the Dragon Emperor clan. There's no way a secret would be placed out in the open like that. These are not considered a secret, but just an ordinary defense mechanism. After hearing what the middle-aged man said, Yi Qingtang could not help but sigh. The Dragon Emperor clan was a veteran force in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain after all. To think that even this kind of defense was considered ordinary. Chapter 2551, Dragon Emperor Clan 11. If these sculptures were handed over to some ordinary faction in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, their combat strength would probably be instantly boosted to that of a first-tier faction. It had to be said that the Dragon Emperor clan was truly too overwhelming. The entire mountain range was the territory of the Dragon Emperor clan. Within that was the Pill Chamber, the Divine Armory, the martial arts area, and countless other facilities. Even those top academies in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, who had very comprehensive campuses, would probably still be way inferior to the Dragon Emperor clan's territory. Before long, the middle-aged man brought Yi Qingtang to the guest room area at the elder's instruction. Miss Yi, these guest rooms are spacious and clean. Your friend is resting in a room on the north side. You can choose one as you like, the middle-aged man explained. These guest rooms are all empty. Are there no other guests in the Dragon Emperor clan? Yi Qingtang asked instinctively. Miss Yi, the Dragon Emperor clan doesn't have many guests. In the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain, there aren't many people who are qualified to be our guests. Some people might be qualified, but they do not dare to come here. The middle-aged man chuckled. Yi Qingtang had a general understanding of the Dragon Emperor clan's way of doing things. This middle-aged man was telling the truth. Who would dare to come to the Dragon Emperor clan as a guest? It was a major evil faction in the Mixed Heavens Holy Domain. All right, Miss Yi, as I told you before, don't leave the guest room area without permission. Someone will bring some food and water over for you. After giving his instructions, the middle-aged man made to leave. Senior, Yi Qingtang suddenly called out to the middle-aged man. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. The middle-aged man turned to look at Yi Qingtang and said, Miss Yi, what other questions do you have? Nothing much. I'm just curious. I heard just now that the children of Princess Jiu have been found by the Dragon Emperor clan. Yi Qingtang pondered for a moment before deciding to ask. It would be best if she could find out, but she would not mind if she could not. Miss Yi, why are you asking about this? The middle-aged man frowned slightly. No outsider was allowed to ask about the direct bloodline descendants, especially in the extremely strict Dragon Emperor clan. To be honest, I'm a little curious about Princess Di Jiyuan, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. The middle-aged man did not speak. He sized up Yi Qingtang for a long time before saying, Miss Yi, there are some things that you can ask about, but some that you cannot. If you don't know which is which, it's best not to ask at all. Do you understand what I mean? Yi Qingtang pondered over this. In the end, she nodded and smiled. I will remember your advice, Senior. I will not speak of it anymore. All right, Miss Yi, rest early. The middle-aged man did not stay any longer and turned to leave. After the middle-aged man left, Yi Qingtang casually chose a room and entered. The guest room of the Dragon Emperor clan was extremely luxurious. There was an indescribable charm to it. In fact, the table was filled with extremely rare delicacies. If consumed by warriors, it could strengthen the muscles and bones. There were even many rare medicinal pills placed on the table in bottles. Chapter 2552, Dragon Emperor Clan 12. The sight of the room rendered Yi Qingtang speechless by the Dragon Emperor clan's extravagance. Surely the term luxurious was not enough to describe this. There were some elixirs on the table that even Yi Qingtang could not refine. Even those that she could see were extremely rare and precious, requiring dozens of herbs which would be difficult to obtain outside. The way the Dragon Emperor clan treated their guests was truly an eye-opener for Yi Qingtang. Not bad. At that instant, the big yellow dog suddenly opened its eyes and stared at the table full of food. It drooled all over Yi Qingtang. Seeing that, Yi Qingtang threw the big yellow dog aside in disdain. Was this the reincarnation of a hungry ghost? The big yellow dog did not stand on ceremony and leaped onto the dining table to eat. Looking at the big yellow dog's eating habits, Yi Qingtang sighed. How long had it been since she last ate? Didn't the big yellow dog say that it came from the so-called upper realm? Did the upper realm not have delicacies? Little girl, let me ask you, what's in this bottle? It smells quite good to me. The big yellow dog looked at Yi Qingtang and wagged its tail. Yi Qingtang glanced at the big yellow dog. Elixir. Elixir. After learning what was in the bottle, the big yellow dog was rather disdainful. Look, You humans just like to take advantage of every opportunity to mess around. What's so good about elixirs? Aren't they just processed products? You gathered and crushed so many natural and fragile spirit medicines together to make them into these ridiculous pills. You humans are simply wasting God's gifts. Forget it, it'll have a taste. With that, the big yellow dog opened its mouth to swallow the elixir. However, enchanting quickly grabbed the pill. Humans love to waste natural resources. Don't commit sins like us. It's better not to take it. Enchanting stared at the big yellow dog. What's the big deal? There's nothing my canine race has not tasted before. The big yellow dog snorted. I think you guys don't know how to refine elixirs, Enchanting said. Even if we knew how to refine it, we wouldn't do it, said the big yellow dog. Enchanting was speechless. The dog did not know how to refine elixirs at all. If the so-called canine race knew how to refine elixirs, it would not have said those words just now. Little girl, I'm full. When are we leaving? Also, when are you sending me back to the upper realm? I want to go home. The big yellow dog stared at Enchanting. Enchanting was baffled. When did I say I would send you back to the upper realm? Enchanting remembered the rules of returning to the upper realm very clearly. Either she had to break the natural rules of the world, or she had to destroy them. It was completely unrealistic. At the very least, it was completely impossible for her at her current level. You promised me earlier that you would send me back to the upper realm, said the big yellow dog. My memory is very good. I never said that. Enchanting shook her head. I don't care. Since you brought me out of that wailing well, you will have to grant me a wish. My wish is to return to the upper realm. Otherwise, you have to send me back to that wailing well, the big yellow dog said. Enchanting, she already saved the big yellow dog from the wailing well, and now she still had to grant this major wish as well. Chapter 2553, Dragon Emperor Clan, 13. Enchanting had never seen any being as shameless as this dog. Not only had it not repaid her for saving it from the wailing well, she now had to grant it a wish. All right, no problem at all. You want to return to the upper realm, right? I will help you. Just you wait. When I have the ability to break the natural laws of this world, I will definitely help you return to the upper realm. Enchanting laughed coldly. The big yellow dog immediately wagged its tail with anticipation. Sure, how long will that take? I'm not sure about that. If we're lucky, it will only be about a few tens of thousands of years, Enchanting said. Little girl, are you kidding? The big yellow dog was surprised. Enchanting smiled. Who asked you to joke with me first? The big yellow dog said, You want to live for tens of thousands of years? You'll be dead by then. Do you think you're me, living until the end of time? Enchanting was not interested in how long the big yellow dog could live. She was also not interested in whether the big yellow dog could return to the upper realm. The most pressing matter now was how to leave the Dragon Emperor clan. For some reason, Enchanting felt that the Dragon Emperor clan was not as simple as it seemed. Besides, she did not feel safe staying here as an outsider. The Dragon Emperor clan had a very strict hierarchical system. The direct bloodline, the different branches, and so on were too complicated for Enchanting to understand. And she could not even ask about the direct bloodline. Enchanting did not grow up in the Dragon Emperor clan and did not know their rules. If she accidentally violated them, she might end up dying without even knowing why. Furthermore, there was something that Enchanting was very concerned about. The mountain guard said that Di Juyuan's children had already returned to the Dragon Emperor clan. Enchanting was certain that she was Di Juyuan's daughter. However, she was not sure if her mother had other children besides her. In Enchanting's opinion, there were only two scenarios. First, she was not her mother's only daughter. Before or after her, her mother had a son and another daughter. She had siblings that she had never met. Second, those so-called Di Juyuan's children were fakes. However, Enchanting could not understand it. The Dragon Emperor clan was such a major force in the Mixed Heavens holy domain. Even she, a person from the Blue Sky domain, knew about them. How could others not know? Who would dare to pretend to be a direct bloodline descendant of the Dragon Emperor clan? Furthermore, even if someone was bold enough to pretend, Could they fool the Dragon Emperor clan so easily? Although Yi Qingtang did not think that she really had siblings whom she had never met, she was not inclined to believe the second scenario. Actually, according to the information she had, it was extremely likely that she was Di Jiyuan's only daughter. But if that was not the case, Yi Qingtang really wished to meet her siblings. After a long time, Yi Qingtang stopped thinking about it. Anyway, she was still in the Dragon Emperor clan now. Perhaps she may get a chance to meet the higher-ups. Let's go. If you have problems with this website, please continue reading your novel on our new website, my thanks. Yi Qingtang carried the big yellow dog and walked out of her guest room towards the Blood Moon Elder's room. Chapter 2554, Dragon Emperor Clan 14. Damn you. Why are you bringing me along? I want to rest. The big yellow dog protested in Yi Qingtang's arms. Yi Qingtang glanced at the big yellow dog. Did it really think that she wanted to bring it along with her wherever she went? If they were not in the Dragon Emperor clan, she would not be bothered with it. She was just worried that it would run around and cause trouble. Standing in front of the Blood Moon Elder's room, Yi Qingtang kicked the door open. The Blood Moon Elder was sitting at the guest table, eating the elixirs and delicacies on the table. Holy Lady, you are here. Let's eat together. The Blood Moon Elder mumbled through his full mouth as he wiped the grease on his lips. He waved at her. Aren't you afraid that the food is poisoned? Yi Qingtang sat at the side casually. Looking at the Blood Moon Elder eating happily, Yi Qingtang could not help but comment. She had been worrying herself to death, while the Blood Moon Elder was just happily stuffing himself in the guest room of the Dragon Emperor clan. The Blood Moon Elder was stunned by Yi Qingtang's words. He was shocked and in disbelief. Holy Lady, how is that possible? That can't be. This is the Dragon Emperor clan. I don't believe they would do such a thing. Moreover, it's so easy for them to kill us. There's no need to bring us back and poison us. It would be a waste of such good food and elixirs. There's no reason for that. Yi Qingtang could not help looking at the Blood Moon Elder with renewed light. His intelligence level had increased by quite a lot during this period of time. He had already learned to infer things. Holy Lady, don't worry. The Dragon Emperor clan is a great evil sect. Poisoning is a despicable and shameless thing that only the low-class evil sects would carry out. The Dragon Emperor clan will definitely disdain such actions. Holy Lady, don't worry and eat it. If you die from the food, you could just blame me then. The Blood Moon Elder smiled when he saw that Yi Qingtang was unmoved. Then what class of evil are you? Yi Qingtang stared at the Blood Moon Elder with a chuckle. Holy Lady, I guess I belong to the lower classes. The Blood Moon Elder looked a little embarrassed. It was true that he had often poisoned others. Previously, the people from the Dragon Emperor clan said that you could not endure the demonic energy here. How do you feel now? Yi Qingtang asked. Holy Lady, the Dragon Emperor clan gave me an elixir, and I'm much better now. It's nothing major, the Blood Moon Elder replied honestly. Also, Holy Lady, the Dragon Emperor clan is really too magnanimous. This food and this bottle of elixirs are simply too luxurious. Just by taking these elixirs, I can feel that my strength will soon surge. The Blood Moon Elder was rather excited. Yi Qingtang did not refute the Blood Moon Elder's words regarding this. It was indeed as he said. These elixirs were indeed very rare and were extremely useful to cultivators. By the way, Holy Lady, I wanted to ask you earlier, but didn't get the chance. Holy Lady, what's your relationship with that elder from the Dragon Emperor clan? Why would he treat you so well? He summoned a carriage for you and even brought us to this place as guests. Holy Lady, are you that elder's illegitimate daughter? The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang curiously. The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips twitched. The Blood Moon Elder's imagination was indeed rich. Chapter 2555, Dragon Emperor Clan 15. To put it bluntly, Yi Qingtang did not know why either. She could not possibly have been brought back to the Dragon Emperor clan just because she looked similar to Di Jiyuan. After all, there were many people with similar appearances in this world. Furthermore, didn't the mountain guard say that Di Juyuan's children had already returned to the Dragon Emperor clan? It could not be that the elder treated her as one of her children, right? Seeing that Yi Qingtang was silent, the Blood Moon Elder said, "Holy Lady, could I have really guessed correctly? If that's the case, we will be very powerful." "You're thinking too much." Yi Qingtang frowned. It was precisely because of this that Yi Qingtang had an ominous feeling about the true reason the elder brought her back to the Dragon Emperor clan. That was why she did not want to stay in the Dragon Emperor clan. If it were not for the current circumstances, she would really turn around and leave. "Actually, I'm not too sure either," Yi Qingtang said after a while. The Blood Moon Elder put down his chopsticks and fell into deep thought with Yi Qingtang. "Holy Lady, could it be that the Dragon Emperor ancient clan has taken a fancy to some treasures on you?" The Blood Moon Elder frowned deeply. Yi Qingtang shook her head. The Dragon Emperor clan was such a powerful clan. Why would they want any of her treasures? Besides, her treasures were all in her space ring. It was highly unlikely. Probably not. Even if they wanted something from us, they could just kill us and take our items. There's no need to bring us back here. It's unnecessary, Yi Qingtang said. The Dragon Emperor clan was not a righteous clan. They would not go out of their way to carry out such superfluous actions. "I got it." The Blood Moon Elder slapped the table and stood up suddenly. He stared at Yi Qingtang. "Holy Lady, didn't the Sky Vault sect want to bring you away earlier? I think that the Dragon Emperor clan and the Sky Vault sect are not on good terms. Therefore, they purposely went against the Sky Vault sect by snatching you away from their hands. Holy Lady, do you think I'm right?" Actually, Yi Qingtang had considered this before, but quickly vetoed the idea. If it was really because of the Sky Vault sect, the Dragon Emperor clan could have snatched her away and then released her. What reason would they have to bring her and the Blood Moon Elder back to the Dragon Emperor clan? Tell me, don't you humans get tired? Why are you thinking so much? They brought you back as guests to entertain you with good food and drinks, as well as give you those ridiculous elixirs. Enjoy yourselves. It is way too easy for those people to kill you. They definitely don't have such intentions, so your worries are groundless. The big yellow dog finally piped up. Yi Qingtang could not help smiling at that explanation. She had to admit that the big yellow dog's words did make sense. If the Dragon Emperor clan really harbored evil intentions toward them, they would have already died 10,000 times over. There was no point in thinking too much. They might as well just wait for the Dragon Emperor clan to give them an answer. Holy Lady, I think what Brother K9 said makes sense. We have good food and drinks now, as well as elixirs. It's no loss to us, even if we continue to stay here. Most importantly, that Sky Vault sect will no longer seek trouble with us. The Blood Moon Elder nodded. Yi Qingtang did not say anything and just quietly opened her space ring. Chapter 2556, Dragon Emperor Clan 16. After a few breaths, Yi Qingtang took out a jade pendant from her space ring and carefully kept it with her. This jade pendant was left behind by her mother, Di Juyuan. It was an item that could prove her identity. When she came to the second domain, Yi Qingtang took off the jade pendant from her body and placed it in her space ring. In this current situation, it was best for her to carry the jade pendant on her body. Should anything happen to them, the jade pendant would be able to protect their lives. Of course, Yi Qingtang would only reveal this jade pendant when she was forced to. Otherwise, she absolutely would not take it out for any old reason. The situation in the Dragon Emperor clan was too complicated. Yi Qingtang currently did not know much about the clan. This jade pendant might be able to help her regain her position, or it might consign her to eternal damnation. At the very least, Yi Qingtang needed to know who she could trust in the Dragon Emperor clan and who she could not. Did her mother have any enemies? If she revealed the jade pendant without even properly investigating such basic information, the consequences would be unimaginable. Not only that, but the identities of her mother's other two children must also be investigated, whether they were real or fake. Little girl, don't worry. You have me, the big yellow dog told Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang was about to say something when the dog added, "Don't worry. Before you fulfill my wish, I won't let you die so easily. Tell me, if you die, who will fulfill my wish?" Yi Qingtang was speechless. She had been momentarily touched, and that moment would be an eternal humiliation to her. The demonic aura here is very compatible with your own demon physique. You could try to absorb it and turn it into your own power. Yi Qingtang said patiently to the Blood Moon Elder, "Don't just eat. Holy Lady, my demon physique?" The Blood Moon Elder put down his chopsticks in confusion. Your new body was used by General Yonla before, so you have an intense demonic aura too. He used a special method to seal that demonic aura in your body. Yi Qingtang explained. "Understand, I knew that this new body was extraordinary. So that's how it is. Holy Lady, you are really too good to me." The Blood Moon Elder stared at Yi Qingtang and sighed. "After you're done resting, you could try using the power of demons to absorb the demonic energy here. Also, don't move around on your own here. This is to avoid getting into trouble." With that, Yi Qingtang grabbed the big yellow dog and left. During this period of time, she had nothing to do but could not leave the guest area. There was also no opportunity to investigate the information she wanted to know. She might as well spend more time cultivating. After returning to her guest room, Yi Qingtang sat down and composed herself before entering a meditative state. Over the recent few days, Yi Qingtang's martial arts level showed signs of breaking through. There should not be any problems for her to advance from the 5th heaven level divine lord to the 6th. Little girl, if you can absorb the power of the heavenly Tao in your heart, your strength will surge. By then, it will be possible to shake the natural laws of the lower realm. The big yellow dog, which had been silent the entire time, suddenly spoke up. Yi Qingtang's eyes snapped open. If you have problems with this website, please continue reading your novel on our new website, my thanks. Chapter 2557, Ancient God Karma Tunnel. 1. Absorbing the power of the heavenly Tao. Yi Qingtang had the same idea previously, but she did not have any feasible solution. If she could not absorb the power of the heavenly Tao in the heart, given time, the heart of the heavenly Tao would threaten her life. That was the only reason Yi Qingtang might be willing to make a deal with that lady in green. "Didn't you say that you didn't have any way to help me?" Yi Qingtang frowned at the big yellow dog. If there was really a way, Yi Qingtang was willing to try no matter how dangerous it was. "After observing you over the past few days, there's something I have to tell you. Even if you really can absorb the power of the heavenly Tao, as long as your heart remains in your body, your bad luck won't disappear. This is like a terrifying curse, unless..." The big yellow dog hesitated. "Unless what?" Yi Qingtang asked curiously. "Unless you can disturb the natural laws of the lower realm and follow me to the upper realm. If we go to the upper realm, there will be many solutions to your problem. A mere unlucky heart would be nothing to worry about." The big yellow dog wagged its tail. Yi Qingtang, after going one big round, the big yellow dog just wanted her to grant its wish. "So, but do you have a solution or not? If not, cut the crap," Yi Qingtang said impatiently. If she really had the ability to disrupt the natural laws, why would she need to waste her breath on this dog? It was not that she did not want to send the big yellow dog home, but she did not have the ability. "I didn't have any previously." The big yellow dog smiled faintly. "Oh." Yi Qingtang's expression changed as if she understood the meaning of the big yellow dog's words. "I do have one now, but it's very difficult," the big yellow dog continued. In the next second, Yi Qingtang hugged the big yellow dog and smoothed its fur. She smiled and said, "What's the solution? Tell me about it. If you really help me absorb the power of the heavenly Tao and I can disrupt the natural laws, won't I be able to send you home? You haven't been home for so many years. You must miss home." "Ancient God, Karma Tunnel," the big yellow dog said after a long while. "Ancient God Karma Tunnel." Yi Qingtang was baffled. She had never heard of it. That's right. The ancient gods entered into a contract with a descendant of the Karma bloodline in the early days. This contract has persisted until today. There must be someone with the Karma bloodline in your lower realm. Furthermore, The person with the karma bloodline probably entered the ancient god realm to reach that agreement with the ancient gods. That's how the ancient god karma tunnel was opened. The big yellow dog nodded. Visit Readel me for extra chapters. After the yellow dog finished speaking, Ling Yan's image suddenly appeared in Yi Qingtang's mind. In the so-called lower realm mentioned by the big yellow dog, Ling Yan was the only one who possessed the power of the karma bloodline. However, Yi Qingtang's voice transmission stone to communicate with Ling Yan had shattered. She wondered how Ling Yan was doing now. This ancient god karma tunnel is an extremely vicious tunnel with all sorts of eternal legacies. You have no way of knowing where it leads to. Enter the tunnel. You could have everything you ever wanted, but you could also lose everything you have. Your soul might even be suppressed under the netherworld and never be able to reincarnate. The big yellow dog seemed to be in deep thought. Have you entered the ancient god karma tunnel before? Yi Qingtang was curious. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2558, Ancient God Karma Tunnel 2. How do you know so much about the Ancient God Karma Tunnel? Have you entered it before? Yi Qingtang stared at the big yellow dog curiously. Yi Qingtang had never even heard of this ancient god karma tunnel over her 2 lifetimes. However, the big yellow dog knew so much about it, as if it had entered before. The big yellow dog did not answer Yi Qingtang's question. It just fell into silence and said after a while, "That's not important. What's important is that an ancient god karma tunnel has appeared in this place. If you want to absorb your heart's heavenly Tao energy, you can try it. What is inside the ancient god karma tunnel? Why can one absorb the power of the heavenly Tao after entering this tunnel?" Yi Qingtang was unable to understand. Every time the ancient god karma tunnel is opened, no one knows what's inside. It might hold something so evil that even the deities cannot endure, or it might be a wonderland. If it's a wonderland, you can succeed in whatever you want. If it's something evil, you have no choice but to just wait for death, the big yellow dog said. So, there's actually such a mysterious realm in this world. Yi Qingtang had never heard of such a thing. Successfully achieve whatever she wanted? If she wanted to become a god, could she really become one? The big yellow dog thought for a moment and added, "Of course, the so-called achievement of one's aspirations must remain within the rules. It's impossible to transcend the rules. Actually, it's not as simple as I made it out to be. Everything can only be known after one enters it." Ancient gods existed in both the upper and lower realms. However, in the big yellow dog's memory, the last time the ancient god karma tunnel opened was a very long time ago. Yi Qingtang was tempted by the yellow dog's description of the ancient god karma tunnel. She was not afraid of danger. As a person who had lived 2 lifetimes, she had experienced all kinds of dangers and extreme evil. What she always lacked was a huge opportunity. Truly powerful practitioners all had obtained great opportunities, but she did not. Therefore, she was still unable to become a truly powerful practitioner. If that ancient god karma tunnel was really as the big yellow dog said, Yi Qingtang was willing to take a risk, be it a doomed hell or a blessed paradise. Otherwise, her future road might be even more dangerous. "I want to try." After a long time, Yi Qingtang made up her mind. "Little girl, this isn't something that you can enter as and when you want. Some people don't have this opportunity. The unique laws of the ancient gods might not let you in. You can only depend on the will of the heavens. Furthermore, once the ancient god karma tunnel opens, auspicious signs will descend from the heavens. Who knows how many factions will view the ancient god karma tunnel as a huge opportunity. I'm afraid they will all fight for it. You have to satisfy 2 conditions first. The first is to avoid all the major factions and sneak in. The second is to obtain the recognition of the ancient gods. Without either one, you won't stand a chance." The big yellow dog wagged its tail. "Besides, The most terrifying thing is that even if you complete both conditions, you might not arrive at a wonderland, but instead land in hell. Not only will you be unable to accomplish your goal, but you might also even lose your little life. That would be so terrible. Yi Qingtang glanced at the big yellow dog. I already feel terrible just looking at you now. She had already made up her mind, and now this dog was giving her such a blow. Wasn't it the one that had just been promoting the ancient god karma tunnel to her earlier? Now, it was making it sound like a worthless venture. Chapter 2559, Ancient God Karma Tunnel 3. Yi Qingtang had been very interested in the ancient god karma tunnel, but the big yellow dog had just poured a bucket of ice water all over her enthusiasm. If you want to absorb the heavenly Tao energy in your heart, you have no choice but to try. Otherwise, I definitely don't recommend you to enter the ancient god karma tunnel, the big yellow dog said as it stared at Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang fell in a deep thought. It was true that she did not know much about the heart of heavenly Tao in her body. She did not know how much power there was and how far she could grow if she could really absorb it. Do you think there's a need to take this risk? Yi Qingtang asked the big yellow dog. No matter how unreliable the big yellow dog was, it was still from the upper realm. Even though she had lived 2 lives, she might not be as knowledgeable as the big yellow dog. I think it's worth it. The big yellow dog pondered for a moment before saying, "Besides, even I can't see through the thickness of the heavenly Tao energy in your heart. It should be very considerable. If you can really absorb this energy and control it perfectly, I estimate your growth will be impossible to calculate. Furthermore, even if you don't manage to absorb the power but manage to visit a wonderland in the ancient god karma tunnel, your life would have been worth living." All right, I understand. There's no need to say anything else. Seeing that the big yellow dog still wanted to say something, Yi Qingtang hurriedly stopped it. She was worried that it would continue saying things that would make her lose her confidence. When will the ancient god karma tunnel open? Yi Qingtang asked a moment later. I only sensed it recently. Actually, it opened some time ago, but no one is close to it yet. However, if you want to enter the ancient god karma tunnel, it's best to wait a few more days. Currently, the karma energy around the tunnel is still very strong. If you head over now, you might be tainted by ominous karma, the big yellow dog explained. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly. She did not intend to set off immediately. She could not leave the Dragon Emperor clan as and when she liked anyway. At that instant, in the central hall of the Dragon Emperor clan, the white-haired elder entered the hall. In the middle of the hall sat an elder in a black robe. The black-robed elder emitted a cold and strange aura, making people unwilling to approach him. Long Yun, the black-robed elder, opened his eyes the moment the white-haired elder entered the hall. Those eyes seemed to be able to pierce through time and space, captivating one's soul. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. I am here. Long Yun bowed respectfully. The evil deity told you to investigate the immortal emperor. How was your investigation? The black-robed old elder asked. Apart from our Dragon Emperor clan, the Temple of Paragon and the Devil Cloud sect also turned up. However, we failed to find that immortal emperor. However, judging from the movements of the Temple of Paragon and the Devil Cloud sect, I'm afraid that the existence of an immortal emperor is not fake. Perhaps that immortal emperor is on guard and is hiding somewhere, Long Yun explained. The black-robed elder said, 2 days ago, several people from the 10,000 Poison Valley returned. They said they saw Guyuan. Long Yun was surprised. However, I have already done my research. It was my granddaughter, Long Yao, who was playing a prank. That little clever sprite used some tricks to fool those people from the 10,000 Poison Valley, said the black-robed elder. Long Yao was a direct descendant of the Dragon Emperor clan and held a respected status. She had left the Dragon Emperor clan on her own accord and gone to a mysterious place to look for her Aunt Jiao. Chapter 2560. Identical 1. Fortunately, nothing had happened to Long Yao and the rest, where the consequences would have been unimaginable. That child Long Yao is too bold and presumptuous. Now that she has returned, We should watch her closely. It's best not to let her act too willfully, Long Yun said with a frown. The black-robed elder chuckled softly. It's all right. Long Xiao is by Long Yao's side. You know very well that although Long Xiao looks like a gentle and kind child, he is treacherous to the bone. He is ruthless and has a dark heart. He is unlike Long Yao, who is still so naive at her age. It's disappointing. She really has to learn from her brother, Long Xiao. Long Yun shook his head and smiled. That's true. Among the Dragon Emperor clan, only Long Yao has a childish heart and a strangely kind heart. Let the children do whatever they want. If they find my Jiu'er, I will remember their great contribution. Actually, I don't have much hope either. After all, Jiu'er has been missing for so many years. If she wanted to come back, she would have done so long ago. It's just that I've troubled the evil deity for so many years with my longing for Jiu'er. The black-robed elder sighed. Before Long Yun could say anything, the black-robed elder changed the topic. Also, Long Yao came back and said that those ignorant idiots from the 10,000 Poison Valley wanted to bully her. When the time comes, they will go and teach them a lesson. If their valley master had not saved Jiu'er's life several times in the past, I would not have allowed them to exist until today. 10,000 Poison Valley, they're truly audacious. All these years that the evil deity has been in seclusion, the 10,000 Poison Valley has taken advantage of this. It looks like we should punish them properly, Long Yun said. If there's nothing else, you can leave first. The black-robed elder's voice seemed to be a little tired. One more thing, Long Yun said. Speak. The black-robed elder looked at Long Yun. On my way to find traces of the immortal emperor, I met a woman and brought her back. I had her come as a guest and arranged for her to be in the guest area. Long Yun's expression was solemn. A curious glint appeared in the black-robed elder's eyes. How many years had it been since anyone was qualified to enter the guest area of the Dragon Emperor clan? The black-robed elder had no idea what Long Yun's intentions were. Visit Readle. Me for extra chapters. Is there anything about that woman that makes you, Long Yun, treat her in such a special manner? The black-robed elder asked. That woman's appearance, Long Yun said. Did you know that our Jiu'er looks like a certain big shot in the mixed heavens holy domain? The Temple of Paragons. Paragon? The black-robed elder said. That's right. Long Yun nodded slightly. In the past, the Temple of Paragon ruled the entire mixed heavens holy domain and was worshipped everywhere. I once saw their Paragon, and the memory is still fresh in my mind. At that time, I nearly mistook the Paragon for Jiu'er. However, upon closer inspection, Jiu'er's appearance is only similar to the Paragon. They're not exactly the same. What does this have to do with the woman you brought back? The black-robed elder asked. When I saw that woman for the first time, I nearly mistook her for the younger version of Jiu'er, Long Yun replied truthfully. Silence fell across the hall. Long Yun, do you mean that the woman you brought back looks very similar to the Temple of Paragon's Paragon? The black-robed elder asked. However, Long Yun shook his head. They were not just similar. They were completely identical. Chapter 2561. Identical, 2. Long Yun looked at the black-robed elder and pondered for a moment before saying, The woman I brought back is identical to the Temple of Paragon's Paragon. Identical. Surprise flashed across the black-robed elder's eyes. So what do you intend to do? The black-robed elder asked. Since Long Yun brought that woman back, he must have his reasons. That's hard to say. Long Yun shook his head. From what I know, that Paragon doesn't seem to have a partner. Of course, it's impossible for outsiders like us to know so much. Do you think that the woman you brought back might be the daughter of that Paragon? The black-robed elder seemed to be in deep thought. There are many possibilities. Being the daughter is only one of them. There might be another possibility, Long Yun continued. For example, the black-robed elder asked Long Yun, is it possible that Paragon died and was reincarnated into a human? And this woman I just encountered happened to be the reincarnation of that Paragon, Long Yun said. The black-robed elder looked at Long Yun with a faint smile. Of course it's possible, but I don't think it would be the case. If the paragon died, I believe that her reincarnation won't end up in our hands. Do you think those people from the Temple of Paragon are fools? Furthermore, the Temple of Paragon has some connections with the Sea Clan. The Sea King's divine artifact is in the hands of the Temple of Paragon. Every once in a while, the Sea King will personally visit the temple to maintain the divine artifact. If that paragon really died, how could the Sea King's treasure remain in the temple? Also, quite recently, the Sea King personally visited the Temple of Paragon for the Paragon's birthday celebration. It's said that they even played a game of Sea Soul Chess together. Visit Readel. Me for extra chapters. Long Yin pondered for a moment after hearing the black-robed elder's words. He nodded slightly and said, "You have a point, I was careless. In that case, that woman might just be a coincidence." However, the black-robed elder shook his head. That might not be the case. We don't have a lot of connections with the Temple of Paragon. There might be a lot of things we do not know. Indeed, our Dragon Emperor clan doesn't have much of a relationship with the Temple of Paragon. We don't know each other very well, Long Yin said. Actually, compared to their paragon, I think that the woman is more similar to Ji Yuan in terms of words, actions, and mannerisms. They're exactly the same as Ji Yuan's back then, even though her appearance is identical to the paragon. If Ji Yuan's children had not already returned to the Dragon Emperor clan, I might have thought that she was Ji Yuan's child. Then what do you plan to do now? The black-robed elder asked. Long Yin pondered for a moment before saying, "Initially, I wanted to inform the evil deity of this matter. However, I feel that there's no need now. I will allow her to leave in 2 days." "There's no rush." The black-robed elder stared at Long Yin and said softly, "Keep this woman here for the time being. We'll talk about it when the evil deity comes out of seclusion. Even if that woman has nothing to do with that paragon, she might be useful in the future if she stays in the Dragon Emperor clan." "Well, we will have this woman stay here as a disciple then," said Long Yin. "You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.